And here we are, the finish line of 2020, 2021 for Thursday Thoughts. Uh, if this is your first time listening, even though it's the last episode of Thursday Thoughts, uh, my name is Nick. Thursday Thoughts is a show about your thoughts sent to me, and I give you my thoughts about your thoughts. So thank you for listening to the final episode, and thank you for all the questions sent in through the episodes. This does not mean I'm done for good. Next semester, I just have plans for a new vision for the show. So stay tuned to that. Check out my Instagrams. Mine is Stroby_Nick_. My show's Instagram is Thursday_Thoughts_. So go follow those. Go keep updating. I mean, I probably won't give updates for a while, but you know what? That's all right. So I'll just get right on into it. Right on into your questions that you have sent in for this grand finale. So starting off, do you like true crime shows? True crime shows are, to me, it's just kind of strange because they're always kind of the same. All right, they all have kind of the same setup. So it starts out with a beat cop or some, 60-year-old detective who's been working for 40 years, in the police force. And they're talking about this blonde hair girl. We could have saved her, but it was too late, and we found her buried in a ditch. And it turns out to be either her husband, it was her brother, it was her stepfather for money. It's all of the same shows, just different people and different contexts, and you're basically getting different versions of the same thing. That doesn't mean that some of them can't be good. Like, I'm sure that like serial killer ones are better than like investigative discovery, just talking about some girl whose crime was never solved because she was murdered in the 70s and no one understood DNA testing. No one understood anything besides, oh, she's dead. She was stabbed. Her husband owns a knife. It was the husband. That was basically it. Oh, Brendan, I can't answer that. But yeah, that's my thought about true crime shows, because they're not really special except for the serial killer ones. Those are the special ones. But yes, next question. Recommend a show for me to watch. Recommended shows for you, I would say shows that I like. I just finished Narcos. On Amazon Prime, I finished Invincible. Invincible's a superhero story. It's an animated show, but it's about a superhero who his dad's insane and stuff like that, and it's really good. It's bloody, so if you like bloody superheroes, that's definitely a recommendation. The show I watch most often is The Office, so that's a good recommendation. Well, I can't talk. I cannot talk today. Yeah, that's a good recommendation for me. Would be The Office, Narcos, Invincible, only because I just watched that one, so I think that one's really good. There's plenty of shows. Netflix always has good stuff, even though they've been slacking in the movie department. There's plenty of other shows. All right. The next question, technically, to a legal aspect, I'm not allowed to answer it, but no, OJ isn't going to come after me if I do. Did OJ do it? To me, I think yes, he or his son, which is another conspiracy theory, was that his son did it. But I think there was so much evidence that the LAPD just fumbled on and he got away with it. So technically, legally, he's innocent. To me, he was definitely guilty. They just kind of fumbled that. That's what I think about OJ doing it. Next question. You had mentioned your Austria trip in a previous episode. Tell me more about that. So, Austria is really cool. So I went there in the summer of 2019. I went there for 2 weeks, from July 3rd to July 3rd, no, 13th, 14th, something like that. I was there for 2 weeks, something like that. And I know I left the 3rd. So I stayed with my grandmother's sister-in-law's brother, which may sound complicated. My grandmother has a brother. His name is my Uncle John. My Uncle John has a wife, my Aunt Lori. My Aunt Lori has a brother, Jeff. So I stayed with Jeff and his wife Jane in Austria with my Uncle John and my Aunt Lori, and that was a lot of fun. So they live in a town called Groß-Enzersdorf, and that's right outside of the capital of Austria, Vienna. So we went to Vienna, and then we went to a town called Dernstein. We went to Salzburg, Melk, and somewhere else. I forgot the name, but Austria is a beautiful country. If you ever have the opportunity to go to Europe and backpack Europe, I say one of the most important places that you can visit if you do is Austria. Absolutely. Damn, does my hair look that funky from the side? Is that what you guys are looking at? It's my funky hair. Hey Kyle, thanks for joining. But yes, Austria is amazing. So that's the most I can say about it without sounding super privileged, like, oh, listen to me, listen to every cool thing I've done, like go to Austria. But yeah, that was my Austria experience. So I highly recommend, if you ever in your life have a chance to go to Austria, do it, take it, and you will not regret it. It is a beautiful country. You can honestly, if you're on my Instagram, you can check out my highlight reel. There's pictures of it. It's a beautiful place. Next question. Describe yourself in 3 words. Describe yourself in 3 words. Respectful, energetic, and I don't know. I really can't. I can't think of a 3rd word. Proud, I guess. Respectful, energetic, and proud. I'm proud of everything that I do. I always take pride in what I do, and I don't slack. I respect others and others' opinions. For example, I read off all of your questions that you give me, so I respect everything that you guys have to say to me. And energetic, because I just always have plenty of energy to do the show, for my school, for my friends. I always have a lot of energy, so I'm always energetic about something. Next question. What has been your favorite college class so far? All right. So work-wise, my favorite class has been computer science, because coding is fun for me, but the teacher wasn't great and the workload wasn't great because it was like unorganized. So the only fun aspect was coding. The best class in terms of the teacher was great, the work wasn't too difficult, and it was easy to understand, was my microeconomics class. I just finished that class yesterday. I have my final on Monday. I can't talk about finals. I have 4 finals next week. 1 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and my English professor will not tell me when my final is until tomorrow. He doesn't want us thinking about it until the last minute. So that's going to be stressful. But yeah, my microeconomics class, my teacher was great. He really was easy to understand, and he made everything so straightforward. Like, this is what you have to learn. You don't need to know about this. And he made it like a real world situation, like things you think you really need to know about if you end up, like myself, getting into the business aspect of education. But yeah, otherwise, my other classes weren't bad. It's just none were like things I really have the patience to talk about, because they weren't anything special. Blah, blah, blah. What did I say? Oh, what made you choose Iona? Iona College. WICR. Look at the Gale. His name is Killian, by the way. That little For those of you on Instagram, that's Killian right there. And yeah, he's fun. The reason I chose Iona was because it's a small school. I really was not looking to go to a college where I feel so stressed because I might have to take a shuttle to my class, but or maybe like not even a shuttle. I would feel stressed because it's just big campuses make me feel weird. It makes me feel like I'm a small pond. I'm a small fish in a huge pond. Like I'd rather be a small fish in a small pond. I'd rather have better connections with teachers and students, and I'd rather know where everything is. I feel a lot more comfortable in a small school like this. Plus, they just built the business building, so that was one of the reasons that I had chosen Iona. Besides WICR, which is this, are you involved in anything else on campus? Yes, I am part of 3 separate clubs. So including this one, I'm in WICR, which I'm a newly elected executive board member. I'm the treasurer of the next semester. I'm in the Iona Marketing Club, which I am a newly elected executive board member. I'm the event coordinator, and I am part of the Finance Club, which I am a newly elected e-board member. I am the vice president of outreach. So basically, I just make cold calls and stuff to bring in guest speakers and people who are alumni, things like that. That was my task for the Finance Club. So those are my task for that. But yeah, those are the three clubs on Iona that I'm a part of: Finance Club, Marketing Club, and of course, since you're listening to me, WICR. Have you ever had major surgery? The only surgery I can think about that I've had is my wisdom tooth surgery. That was the closest I can say to having major surgery without like thinking, what? No, I didn't even have surgery. Yeah, so just my wisdom teeth. Otherwise, I did not have any major surgery. My wisdom teeth was really, I mean, that's not even major surgery, is it? That's technically minor. Is it technically minor? I don't know. Yeah, it might be. I'll look it up later. Yeah, that's literally the only surgery. I have not injured or damaged myself to the point of needing a lot of surgeries in my life. So that is a blessing for me. I'm going to say that. I'm going to go tear my ACL or something. That's going to be terrible. Anyways, if you had to watch one movie for 24 hours, what would it be? All right. So I have thought about this before. So there's two options for this question. You could say, the way I like to envision it is if one movie was 24 hours long, and then the other version of this question is one movie on repeat for 24 hours. And I'll answer both. One movie on repeat for 24 hours that I could not get tired of. Probably, I'd say well, I mean, you could say Christmas Story because everyone does that on Christmas. You know, you watch it for 24 hours. That's a Christmas Story is literally everyone's 24-hour movie. Everyone watches that on Christmas Day for 24 hours. The one that I would choose to watch would probably be Star Wars. I'd say Empire Strikes Back. Now, a movie that I would watch, but it's 24 hours long, not repeating for 24 hours. I would want one of the Harry Potter books to be drawn out to the exact specifications of the book. Like it doesn't miss a detail. And I think anyone could say that for a book that they read. You want the entire book to be in the movie. So if one of those books was 24 hours long without missing a detail, then that would be my go-to movie. So those are the two different options of looking at that question. Good question though. Do you like where you live? Yes, I would say generally I like where I live. I say that because the town Brigantine in New Jersey where I live, it's a small island town. So the downside of it is just it's like out of the way of everything. Like because it's an island, it's out of the way. And when you want people to come over and they don't live in a brigantine, like it's kind of a hustle for them. Like they have to go through Atlantic City, they have to come over the island's bridge. It's there's nothing really in brigantine, so it's just kind of a hassle to get all the way. Otherwise, brigantine's great. I like how small it is. I like living at the beach. I like the bay where I can go fishing. So there's a lot of good aspects that weigh out the outweigh. I really can't talk today. That outweigh the cons of brigantine. Is what I think about it. So yes, generally I like where I live. Do you believe the Big Bang Theory is true? So what I believe is I don't know if it's exactly theistic evolution, but I believe in evolution, but I believe God made evolution. I know that I believe there is a God. So I believe God created the Big Bang and that the earth was formed, there was evolution. There's just too much evidence to say that other things happened. Like, there's too much evidence saying that there was evolution, there was dinosaurs, there was all these things to go against the Bible. Now, I believe in Jesus and I believe in all that. Like, I don't say, that wasn't real, but through the events of history and the creation of Earth, I think, like, no one knows where the Big Bang started. I say God started that. And that's where evolution started. And God moved everything along. That is just my take on it, on my belief system. Very controversial. I don't like talking about controversial things on here because I don't want people DMing me like, hey, you sound stupid when you're saying this. Like, you guys are the one asking me the questions, so you're going to get answers that are my thoughts. So it's usually why I don't take political questions, but sometimes ones like these, it's kind of hard to dodge or act like it's not controversial. Whatever. Would you rather explore the ocean or go to space? I think I'd rather go to space. I feel like if you go to space, you have a lot less of a chance to have some kind of an accident or something terrible go wrong. I feel like there's a margin of error that comes with exploring the ocean. Because when you explore the ocean, there's a lot of things going into it and there's a lot of unknown variables as opposed to going to space. Because what is it, like only 30% of the oceans have been actually discovered or seen? So there's a lot more problems in the ocean than there would be in space. Space, you go up in a rocket, you go around the Earth once, maybe you take some pictures. That would be great. The ocean, there's too many things that could go wrong. I mean, not to say that there aren't too many things to go wrong in space, but there's a lot more people taking care of you when you're going to space versus going in the ocean. So yeah, space over ocean. How do you deal with your stress? I deal with stress by acting like I don't have stress. I just try to avoid thinking that I have any problems in the first place. I try to set aside as much free time as possible for myself. Time management is huge for me. Like I'm in 3 clubs next semester, and the only reason I know that won't affect me or stress me out is because I'm good at time management. I know this is when I'll have free time. This time is dedicated for this club. This time's dedicated for this club. I'll give myself more free time. This is for schoolwork. I know how to balance my stress. Is the only way that I believe I can handle my stress. That's the best answer for that one. That's the best I can give. Otherwise, I just say, I don't know. I get stressed. I get stressed sometimes. Like that's how I handle it. What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't yet. Oh man. I always say I want to I want to travel the world. But I don't want to do that right now. I mean, maybe one day in my life, I'll just put a backpack on and travel the world. Go to Japan, go to New Zealand, and just explore. But things that I want to do desperately, I can't really think. There's not too many that I can think of. I'm 19, so I don't really have like a bucket list yet. I don't have anything where I'm like, oh, I have to do this before I die, because I'm not going to die any. Oh God, I keep saying things and I'm scared I'm going to jinx myself. So hopefully I don't die anytime soon. Please help me there, because I don't want to die. But yeah, I'm not going to die anytime soon, so I have some time to think out a bucket list. Have you ever met a famous person? I've talked about this before. The only famous person that I've met is Barack Obama. He's not a celebrity. He's the president. So I had told this story before. Superstorm Sandy took out Brigantine and surrounding areas of New Jersey. Barack Obama stopped by, shook people's hands, said, so sorry this happened, stuff like that. I shook Obama's hand. That was the only famous person I've met. I hope one day I meet more famous people. That's as much as I can say for that, because I really haven't met that many famous people in my life. To my recollect, I don't think I've met any other. Yeah, I haven't met like famous people besides Barack Obama. And finally, the last question for Thursday Thoughts is, how would others describe you? I think others would describe me as maybe I keep to myself. Maybe here, I would say people here would describe me as I keep to myself sometimes. I'm energetic, like I said, funny. Maybe sometimes I can be a little distant, because I'm just like, go do whatever you want. Like I got my own things going on, but I really, it's kind of hard to think or say what other people would think of me. That kind of seems narcissistic. Like, oh yeah, that's what they think of me. They definitely think that about me. I'm not going to be narcissistic like that. That's the best that I can think of what other people would think of me. And yeah, that is all of the questions that I've received for the final episode of Thursday Thoughts. Now, what am I going to do for the future? I don't know. Figure it out. I got a whole summer until I come back and do my show again. Do a different show. Maybe I won't even have you people asking me questions. I'll have questions ready to go for myself, or I don't know. You know what? I got time. Maybe I'll have one topic and do a normal podcast where I just talk about something for 20 minutes or something. Today's a short episode, not too much going on today. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for, if you've listened to every episode. I very much appreciate anyone who listens to my shows. That's really, I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to do this. So thank you all. If you're live on Instagram, thank you. If you're live on YouTube, thank you. If you're listening to this afterwards, thank you. Thank you for these questions and the ability to have this show, because you guys actually listen to it. So I'll catch you next semester. Follow my Instagrams to stay updated on what I might or might not do. So thank you.